All right, so today we're diving into the world of viruses, but with a bit of a twist. Imagine like a viral zombie apocalypse, right? And they just keep coming and mutating, evolving faster than we can fight them off. Okay, maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but you got to admit, viruses can be pretty relentless.
They certainly are. Antiviral resistance is a real concern, but that's why the research we're looking at today is so exciting.
You're talking about this study from the American Chemical Society, Zombie Slayers, how peptoid antivirals target and tear apart virus membranes. I mean, with a title like that, how could we resist?
Right, exactly. And it's not just the catchy title. This research explores a whole new way to fight viruses, one that takes inspiration from our body's own defenses.
So let's unpack that. We're talking about peptoid antivirals, right? What are they and how do they work?
So peptoids are basically synthetic versions of antimicrobial peptides. These peptides are naturally produced by our immune system to combat invaders. Think of them as like tiny warriors patrolling our bodies, taking down threats.
Okay, so why not just use the natural peptides then? Why go synthetic?
Good question. So natural peptides, well affected, they can be expensive to produce. Plus, they break down really quickly in the body, and sometimes they even cause unwanted side effects. Peptoids, on the other hand, they're designed to be more stable. They last longer and are less prone to those downsides. Think of them as the upgraded super soldier version of our natural defenses.
Okay, I'm liking the sound of these super soldiers already. And we've actually seen peptoids in action before, haven't we?
We have. They've shown promise against some big-name viruses like SARS-CoV-2 and herpes. But what's really exciting about this new research is how it dives into, how we can broaden their use to other, even trickier viruses.
And that's where this Achilles heel strategy comes in, right? Targeting something fundamental in these viruses. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so imagine a virus, right? All smug and protected within its viral envelope. Now, on that envelope, there's this lipid called phosphatidylserine, or PS for short. This PS is like a beacon for our peptoid heroes. They just can't resist going after it.
But hold on, don't human cells have PS too? Wouldn't that cause some serious friendly fire?
That's the really clever part. So while both human cells and viral envelopes contain PS, it's distributed differently. The peptoids are designed to, recognize and target the specific arrangement of PS, the arrangement found on viral membranes, largely leaving your own cells alone.
So it's like having a key that fits one lock perfectly, but just rattles around ineffectually in another. That's incredible. This could be huge because it bypasses the whole mutation problem that plagues traditional antiviral.
You're absolutely right. It could be a real game changer. And the researchers, they didn't just stop at the theory. They actually put these peptoids to the test.
Oh, wow. Okay. So which viruses did they actually test this on?
They chose 3 really nasty customers, ones that actually don't have any effective treatments right now: Zika, Rift Valley fever, and chikungunya. All 3 are enveloped viruses, meaning they have that PS-rich membrane we were just talking about.
Okay, so no pressure then. Did it work?
The results were really exciting. In the lab, these peptoids effectively disrupted all 3 viruses.
Wow.
So yeah, it really seems like targeting the PS in that viral membrane. It's a viable strategy.
That's amazing. Did they have to, use the same peptoid against all 3? Or did they have to create a specialized approach for each virus?
That's a great question. And it really speaks to the potential of this whole technology. They actually used a variety of peptoids, 3 from previous successful studies, and 4 brand new ones, which had this unique circular structure. While some were effective against all 3 viruses, others were more specialized.
So it's like assembling a team of specialized virus busters, each with their own unique strengths. This is all great news for enveloped viruses. But what about those other sneaky ones without a membrane? Did the researchers test those too?
They did. They pitted the peptoids against Coxsackie B3, a non-enveloped virus, just to see if the presence of PS alone was enough. No dice. The peptoids were completely ineffective against Coxsackie B3. And this is really crucial because it confirms that it's not just about PS itself. It's about the way it's presented on the virus, specifically on that vulnerable outer membrane.
So it's like instead of playing whack-a-mole with these viruses that just keep mutating, we're going after their foundation, something much harder for them to, change. That's an incredibly elegant solution.
It is. And the implications of that are really exciting. Imagine, what if we could develop this whole library of these peptoid antivirals, each one tailored to target that PS Achilles heel on different viruses?
Oh, wow. We could be ready for practically anything, even viruses we haven't even encountered yet. It'd be like having this preemptive strike force against future pandemics.
Exactly. And that's what I find so compelling about this research. It's not just about, tackling the viruses we know. It's about getting ahead of the game and preparing for, like, whatever comes next.
So to wrap things up for our listener today, what's the key takeaway from all of this? What should they be thinking about as they go about their day?
Well, I think the big takeaway is this. We might be on the verge of a real paradigm shift in how we approach antiviral development. Instead of just, chasing after individual viruses, we have this more universal weapon against like entire classes of them. It all comes down to really understanding their vulnerabilities and then coming up with clever ways to exploit those weaknesses.
And that is a very exciting prospect. So to our listener, here's a final thought to ponder. What if this research really takes off? Could peptoids be the key to finally, getting ahead of this constant arms race, between viruses and medicine? Could we be looking at a future where viral threats, even new ones, are met with, swift and effective countermeasures? It's definitely something to think about. And perhaps a reason to be optimistic as we, face the challenges of the microscopic world. That's it for this deep dive. But as always, we encourage you to keep exploring. Who knows what other fascinating discoveries await?